Omotunde, the scariest man alive. Why you shouldn't believe everything you hear. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a man named Omotunde. Now, Omotunde was known throughout the village as the scariest man you could ever meet. His reputation was so fearsome that even the bravest of all children would hide away when they heard his name. Omotunde was a tall man with long beard that reached his chest. His face was adorned with tribal marks that told the story of his lineage. He wore tattered clothes and always carried a large staff with him wherever he went. But it wasn't just his appearance that made people scared of him. It was the stories that circulated about him. You see, the villagers loved to gossip. They had a habit of assembling stories to make them so exciting. So whenever Omotunde did something ordinary, like collecting firewood or tending to his garden, the villagers would run it into a grand tale of danger and mystery. One day, as the sun was setting down, Omotunde was walking through the forest to gather some firewood. The birds were singing and the leaves rustled into the gentle breeze. He wasn't bothering anyone, just minding his own business. But that did not stop the gossip.
"Did you hear what Omotunde did today?"
one villager whispered to the other.
"He was in the forest, talking to the spirits. I saw it with my own eyes."
And so the story spread like wildfire. Soon, everyone in the village believed that Omotunde had the power to speak to spirits and command forces of nature. People started to fear him even more, and children would run away whenever they saw him coming. The truth was far simpler. Omotunde had a deep plants and animals, and he could even mimic the sounds of birds and animals to lure them closer. He wasn't talking to spirits. He was just talking to the animals, asking them to share their secrets with him. Another time, Omotunde was tending to his garden, which was filled with beautiful, colorful flowers. He had a special talent for making plants thrive, and his garden was the envy of the village. But once again, the villagers couldn't resist turning this into another sensational story.
"Omotunde has a garden of enchanted flowers,"
they whispered to each other.
"They say that anyone who touches these flowers will be cursed for life."
And so, people began to avoid Omotunde's garden like the plague. They believed that the flowers were magical and could bring both good luck and bad luck. In reality, Omotunde's garden was beautiful because he had a green thumb and he knew how to take care of his plants with love and dedication. As years went by, Omotunde became lonelier and lonelier. He longed for the friendship and trust of his fellow villagers. But the stories about him created a very dark figure that people mistrusted. He was just a simple man who loved nature and had a knack for growing beautiful flowers. But nobody could see past the rumors and tales that surrounded him. One day, a wise elder of the village named Adisa decided to investigate the truth behind Omotunde's frightening reputation. Adisa was known for his wisdom and fairness, and he believed that the villagers should not judge anyone based on hearsay. He approached Omotunde one sunny afternoon and asked, "My friend, I heard many stories about you, but I would like to know the truth. Will you share your story with me?" Omotunde nodded and began to tell Adisa the real story of his life. He explained his love for nature, his talent for gardening, and his affinity for animals in the forest. He told Adisa about the loneliness he felt because of the false stories that has driven everyone away. Adisa listened carefully and realized that Omotunde was just a kind-hearted man who had been misunderstood. He decided to share Omotunde's true story with the rest of the village. At a gathering in the village square, Adisa spoke to the village. My friends, we have been wrong about Omotunde. He is not a scary man who talks to spirits and curses people with his flowers. He has a kind and gentle soul who loves nature and cares for the animals of the forest. The villagers were surprised to hear the truth and felt ashamed by believing the exaggerated stories. They decided to give Omotunde a second chance and welcomed him back in the community. From that day forward, Omotunde's garden became a place of beauty and wonder for everyone to enjoy. People came to him for gardening tips, and children no longer ran away in fear. The villagers learned an important lesson about not believing everything they heard and not judging other people based on rumors. And so, the scariest man in the village turned out to be the kindest of them all, teaching everyone that it's essential to know a person before passing judgment based on hearsay. Omotunde's reputation was forever changed, and he lived a happy and fulfilling life surrounded by friends who appreciated his true nature. What did you learn about the story? This is African Odyssey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Though it may be free, it really does wonders for our channel. Thanks again. See you soon.